So let's understand, why do hospitals feels like businesses? Because the moment you enter the hospital, you don't feel like human being. You feel like a case, you feel like a number, you feel like a file, you feel like a building opportunity. You are scared, your body is hurting, your family is worried, and what is the first experience that you get to have? Like fill the forms, insurance, payment details, waiting, and move the departments, and more waiting. Then someone talks to you for 4 minutes and suddenly disappears. And you are standing there thinking, did anyone actually see me? Right? That is a problem. Hospitals are supposed to feel like places of healing, but many times they feel like factories for sickness. Like move the patient, scan the patient, bill the patient, discharge the patient, and next. And listen, this is not about attacking doctors and nurses. Many of them are actually trapped too. For example, the doctor wants to listen, but the system gives them no time. The nurse wants to care, but the system gives them too many patients. The patient wants answers, but the system gives them paperwork. Everybody is exhausted, everybody is rushing, everybody is angry, but somehow the machine keeps making money. And that is why people lose trust. Because once money enters the room, care starts feeling like suspicious, right? You're no longer only asking, will I survive? Now you are asking, how much will surviving cost me, right? And that is insane. A hospital bill is not like a restaurant bill. You don't go there for fun. You don't negotiate calmly while your chest is hurting. You don't compare prices when your child is sick. When your health is at risk, you say yes to everything. Yes to the test, yes to the scan, yes to the medicine, and yes to the procedure, yes to everything. Because fear makes people obedient, and the system knows that. This is a psychology nobody talks about. A sick person is not a normal customer. A sick person is vulnerable. A sick person is confused, desperate, dependent. So when healthcare becomes too business minded, it's not just expensive, it becomes morally dangerous, because the person buying the service is often too scared to question the service. And another thing, hospitals are great at treating damage after it happens. But where is the deep prevention? Where is the conversation about stress, about sleep, about food, about loneliness, about poverty, about work pressure, trauma, environment, and about the daily lifestyle that slowly destroys the body? And most people don't just become sick in one day. They're slowly crushed by their environment. Then when the body finally breaks, the hospital treats the symptoms and sends them back to the same life that made them sick. And how is that healthcare? That is damage management, right? And yes, emergency medicine saves lives, surgery saves lives, medication saves lives. But treating the disease is not same as understanding the person. That is why people say, the doctor barely listened, nobody explained anything, I felt rushed, I felt like they just wanted me out, right? Because the hospital measured the procedure, but the patient measured the humiliation, the patient measured the fear, the patient measured the moment they felt invisible. And this is the real issue. The most important parts of healing are hard to build. They are trust, time, clarity, and human warmth, and being heard, feeling safe, and etc. So basically the system measures what makes money, like tests, scans, and procedures, and appointments, and bed turnover, insurance claims, and everything. And then we are surprised when hospitals feels like businesses. I mean, come on. They feel like businesses because they are run with business logic in mind by the businessmen. That is efficiency over empathy, revenue over reassurance, speed over understanding, process over person. So ask yourself honestly, when you go to a hospital, do you feel cared for or do you feel processed? Because a hospital should be a place where human goes to be healed. But too often, it becomes the place where you realize how expensive it is to stay alive.